Hey, good to see you again.
Thank you. Good to see you. I just thought, let's just change the world one email at a time, shall we?
There you go. There you go.
And you've been so much help in my life and like in my email world. Thank you so much that I still to this day work on following your advice.
Okay.
So I want to introduce you. Hey, Bill, you're the email genius, storytelling genius. You got books, you got courses. All my friends who have need to have email lists need to go to you.
I'm not going to argue with that.
Email lists, they have a lot of creatives, some are run nonprofits, but all of them have email.
Yeah, and there's fundamentals that run through all of them that will separate you in the inbox from all the usual crap people get.
This is why I wanted to talk to you for two reasons. One, for my own help, because I have to get over my own issues of because you told me do a picture and a video every single day. I want a picture and a video of you in my inbox every day. And have I done it? I'm working on it, my friend. I'm working on it. And you know what? It was getting over the fear of emailing people.
Yeah, it's like I've written about before. It's like everybody's at the middle school dance. They're afraid to ask somebody to dance. Like, get yourself out there. Nobody cares.
Nobody
Nobody,
cares.
nobody's focused on you the way you think they are. And the more vulnerable and authentic you are, the more embarrassing it is, but the better the email is and the more it'll get opened.
This is why I wanted to talk to you because this applies to life changes.
Yeah, that's
And
right.
so my goal in life is to travel around. I'm probably coming to a place near you. I want to continue doing all my comedy stuff that I've been doing for years, but I'm really putting it out more under the comedy umbrella, but really it's not funny at all. Because my goal is to save the children of the world by healing up people's sex lives. I said it out loud. I did it.
Love it. I love it.
Because the pandemic of child sexual abuse, domestic violence, rape, and all this stuff, I've been in that world for over 20 years and I've traveled. And speaking of email lists, I've been on all the email lists. I'm on all the email. I mean, it's just like trauma, 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 including it's like relative to your email too, like trauma, trauma, trauma in the news and media and your email, and then trauma, trauma, trauma. And I'm like, just F all of it. Just rip it off just clear the whole desk and let's just do it completely differently. And like,
Well,
let's, you know,
yeah, I was just gonna say it's clearly in your heart and it's waiting to come out, so let it come out.
let it come. So let it come out in your emails, just like you let it come out in your life. That's my lesson. That's why I wanted to talk to you, because people who are myself, I'm talking to myself too. People who are held back, or like, I'm not gonna write that book, or I'm not gonna do that, or I'm scared. They apply the same fears to sending their emails.
Yeah, it's even worse. Like I'll use you as an example. Look how dynamic you are in person. And people that are like that often when it goes to email or written communication, they feel like I need to be professional. I need to spell everything correctly. I need to keep this prim and proper. No, you don't. You
Or I
need
won't send it.
yeah, yeah, you need yeah, exactly. You need to get it, you need to even be more unburdened because they're just words on a screen. It's harder to burst through. So you got to let your humor and weird viewpoints come through. You got to be flawsome, as I like to say.
Awesome.
And it's because there's a little bit higher bar in print because they can't see your personality like it comes through on screen. So um you just
That's why
gotta
you mentioned because so doing a video. So now that I'm becoming a big girl and I'm getting like there's company helping me and I have admin and I'm like stepping into like actually getting help. So because I've been the one woman band behind all even my movies, and finally in January my stress of my movies was like lifted off me and I was like, "Oh my God.
oh, great.
Feel like I'm a new person. Thank you." So now it's like, okay, what am I doing? And what's my next movie? And what's my next move? And really, it's like, I want to continually using all my expertise and help that I have for healing people's bodies and sex lives and just share it more and more boldly and around every corner I get in trouble. I got fired from Notre Dame for doing a comedy show where I showed women how to find their G-spot on a turkey. I mean, I got in trouble.
What did they want you? Did they want you to use some other foul bird or something?
I mean, good pun. No, they sent me an official letter Speaking of being professional, official letter that you're in trouble. We hired you to speak against violence against women, not about women's sexuality. So therefore, we're ending your contract. And at first I was completely apologetic and like, oh, I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it was a comedy show. And then I started thinking, I was like, actually, they're totally related. If we
Yeah.
taught better sex and sexuality, we would have less violence. Thank you, Notre Dame, for firing me because I'm going to write a book.
You'll
So,
put them in the dedication.
yeah.
If you're getting in trouble on a college campus, that might be a good sign. Just the way things are. Free speech is getting put down, and it's a lot of well-known comedians will not play college campuses anymore. They just can't. They just won't do it because they know they get into trouble at every single turn.
You just can't say anything.
Pretty much,
Just
it's
to be
getting to
like,
that point, and I agree with a lot of the stance that a lot of these movements are taking, but it's just become really hardcore.
right, that you just literally can't do anything. But so can you do it in your email?
Yeah, who's gonna stop you?
They just unsubscribe, right?
Yeah, they
So
can't
a
take they
question
can't.
for you.
Okay.
And I was like, you're the one to ask this because you're the email expert. Like how my biggest fans in the world are people that like are in Des Moines, Iowa, Rhonda Dean, for example. And she's like, I want to bring you to my town. I want to have you speak at the elementary school. And like, they totally get like the value of me is beyond just college campus. It's the book club. It's the golf club. I have so much like for all ages. I'm like healing for the whole family, even the creepy uncle. I got something for him too, late night. Click here. So, like all of it, like how do you do that? And I was like, what if I wrote you your emails to send to the college and say like, "Hey, I'm friends with Angela Shelton, I want to do an event with her or whatever it is, like if it's a book club or whatever, if I pre-wrote the emails for them that they could send out."
I mean, to get you booked onto these places.
Yeah, from a workshop to a booking to just letting people know about that.
Yeah, the more information you can give them in your own voice is probably the best way to go.
Make it easier, just like basically copy and paste.
Yeah, make it easy for them.
Right.
You
What's your thoughts on communities in email? Like you get people on your subscriber list, like in a community. Do you do that? Facebook groups?
Yeah, I do run private coaching groups. They're pretty small.
I've been in
So
them.
yeah, that's right. That's right.
They're great.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think I'd rather write one-on-one to somebody and not get the whole there's real value to groups like Facebook groups, but it's just not my business model. My business model is mostly write to someone as if I'm writing to one person, and it's more personal that way, and then have it read by thousands of people, which happens every time I send an email, and they feel like they're getting a personal experience. And if I'm offering value in the help in the area they need, then they will respond. Now, if some of my courses and offerings come with little community groups, sometimes I do that, sometimes I don't. But I don't think it's necessary. I mean, I guess what I'm saying, it's two different lanes. An email list is one thing, and a Facebook
Right.
group is another. Now, that
Right.
doesn't that doesn't mean they can't cross over. If you have a community on Facebook, great. Just republish your email onto whatever platform you're on, whether it's YouTube.
Oh,
You can repurpose content. They might need a little bit of adjusting, but yeah,
because I'm also asking for a friend, I'm asking for the people who like
yeah.
asking for a friend. And then my biggest, I was on a live this morning and I was like, hey, I got Bill coming up. I'm going to talk to him about emails. I know all y'all in here. You got your email list of 3 people and you've got you know, I know what you want to do. And literally what I got, you know what I want? You know what I want? I want to know how to make money. Everybody, we laughed. We like, I literally almost fell on the floor laughing because I'm like, well, yeah, everybody wants that.
Yeah.
So that's the question to you is like, do you use your email list to always sell like your main thing? Like, do you have your like main thing you're selling, or do you bombard them with all the things you have?
No, I like to offer one thing at a time.
Can you do it? one thing at a time for days, or the one thing at a time every day different, or one thing
Yeah,
at a time?
I do it in a couple different flavors. One is like a premeditated launch where I'll launch something over 4 days, or I'll write emails for say between 4 and 10 days to warm them up, get them excited about a topic, and then open the sales cart, the shopping cart for like 4 days, and then close it, have a deadline, and then teach the course or just give them access. And then there's other times I'll just write an email, something about happened during my day, and then at the end it's like, okay, here's the takeaway from that story. By the way, what I offer helps you with this. Go get it here.
Got you.
You can literally sell in every email, and it doesn't feel like selling if your emails are entertaining enough.
That's what I figured. And you don't feel because that I think everybody has that feeling where like, oh God, you want a picture of me in a video and I'm selling you something? I hate you. But
Nobody,
it's like,
nobody, nobody likes to sell. I have a very much of a love-hate relationship with marketing because I hate to sell, I hate advertising, but when that's why I write entertaining emails with stories in them, because
you
then people
do.
then people don't feel like they're being sold to it, and I don't feel like a marketing schmuck.
Right. You're just telling stories and you're great at it. And I love getting your emails. I see your emails all the time. I'm like, oh, and it reminds me. I'm like, oh yeah, should do that. But the difference is, you know what I have now? Because you told me I should put, for me personally, because of my fans and that tend to just be like, oh my God, you're so funny. I love you so much. They want a picture and a video. And now I have animated GIFs that are all mine.
Oh, good. That's good.
They're seen over almost 3 million times now.
Is that right?
Yeah. I was
Where,
like, damn, people like my animated GIFs. Because I have my comedy show, I have my cooking show, I have like all my little kids stuff. So I have tons out there from, it really runs the gamut. But it all goes to the same place, which is me.
yeah, there you go.
And that's where I was like, because I'm like full force fireworks display, It's like you can't put me in a box. I'm a superhero. And I also do that. And I also have a boxing movie. And I also sword fight too, and I also wear these yoga straps. And I'm working on a sleeve tattoo.
You
So
can't
I'm like,
you can't stop Angela. You can only hope to contain her.
you can't do it. So I was thinking what I'm working on now, and I do have a guy that I'm like, yay, who's like helped me take over admin. And he was a doctor turned marketer.
Okay.
I was like, perfect, because that's what we need. I need the doctor in the house. So question, if you're coming into me, like AngelaShelton.com, can't I take people down a rabbit hole of getting to know me? It doesn't have to stay on the same topic, right?
You mean
So I was like,
are we talking about on your website?
well, once you sign into my email list, like get to know me and I have you in my list.
Yeah, well,
Yes, I'm
yeah,
going to survey you and see like what's your problems in life and how can I help you. But also like I could take you down a rabbit hole, right?
yeah, because it's now that you've captured their email address, you can do with them what you will. So you have a couple options. One is to have a pre-written sequence that goes out anywhere from 1 to 300 emails, and then space them out. It's all automatically goes out, and you can put them in some kind of pipeline to indoctrinate them into what you're about.
Indoctrinate.
Yeah.
I was thinking 30 days, like 30 days to get to know me. And then at the end, like if you don't love me by after 30 days, I don't know what to talk.
Yeah.
And after 30 days, if you love me, let's play. Click here, let's go
There you
play.
go. No,
That's
that's a
what I
great
was
idea. Yeah,
thinking.
that's where you want to bond. They can bond with you over those 30 days, or they can learn to hate you. It's
And so it doesn't really matter. Like, oh, by the way, did you know I made a golf movie? And I gained 40 pounds. Bet you haven't seen it. Like, it doesn't matter, right?
well,
Okay. Speaking of, since I've seen you, I did actually. I don't know, did you see that?
no, I haven't seen this.
This is,
That's not you.
it is so. Yes, it is. My daughter says, Mommy, I don't like you as a lesbian.
Is that really you?
That's me.
Okay, all right.
That's me. I went for it, man. I was committed.
That's method acting.
I was committed. I played the lesbian golf champion and I owned it.
I
I
like
owned
it.
everything. And that was my question for you, what's being like too all over the place, like too fireworks display, or devil may care, who cares, just throw it all at the wall.
Are we talking?
Your
Well, it
emails to
depends.
people.
You got to start. What's your ultimate goal? Is it to just create engagement in fans, or do you want to sell stuff as well?
Sell stuff, and I want to take them down a journey of their own healing.
Okay.
I mean, even my golf movie is about finding a mentor. So it's like,
Okay.
so it's like the journey of your own healing, and it just so happens to be like, oh, I talk about this in this book, and oh, I wrote a book on dating. Will date for food.
Well, you just boil it right down to the essentials, huh?
Everything I do is a little bit of a trick. Even the will date for food, it's like it's not about that at all. It's that you shut up and you start eating and you listen to the men, which is what we don't tend to do. So shut up, eat, and listen. You might end up married.
That's- that creates indigestion, doesn't it?
And well fed. Like, yeah, so it was amazing to watch like the different. So that book I ended up getting married.
Really?
Date for food, yeah. When I shut up and started listening to the men, actually
Wow. Okay.
listening,
All
you know.
right.
So that's another thing that I forgot about. I was like, "Oh yeah, I wrote that book." It's like dumb. Like I never said I was smart, Bill. I make movies. I never said I was smart. But this whole email thing, I bring it up because all my people are doing it too. And
Well,
they
then
tend
the
to have
yeah.
what?
Well, I would just say the first thing to think of is what's your ultimate goal that you want your email subscriber to do? Is it, and whatever it is,
Have
create
more
like
fun.
there you go. Then just write stories that are fun that make them want to open the next email from you. Like make it like whatever it is, whatever your ultimate goal is, make it like a grease chute where they just slide right down into whatever you want them to do.
It's going to be way more fun. It doesn't matter what the hell you got happened to you, who diddled you, what trauma you had. We're sending you down a chute.
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. And then I have a funnel that I'm working on specifically just for men. I mean, other people aren't doing this. This is my superpower. Is that I have seen over the years with trauma and recovery with the men, especially male survivors or men dealing with betrayals, or I mean that's not a lot of times talked about, like the stuff men go through, and men unlike women tend to have this many people.
Hmm.
That would be zero. Um, so I'm like, so I've been doing it for years, writing and doing meditations to get them out of suicide, depression, anxiety. And so I've now going to make them public. Well, public where you can buy a package with me and I'll take you down an email sequence of like, this is,
Yeah.
listen to this to start your day, listen to this as meditation to go to sleep. So I'm just like, I'm the friend's mom, the hot friend's mom that is actually there for you, you know?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the dudes like think I'm like hot Wonder Woman. They're trying to get, they're like, whoo, I'm getting her pants.
I
And then I'm like, yeah, right. You're gonna go down a
feel
rabbit
like I've
hole.
had enough trauma. I don't need it from you.
Don't need that. That's so funny. So I was like, I'm gonna do that for the men. So I'm finally, it's taken me a long time because I had to do, life, but I'm organizing my emails.
Good.
And I am bringing it up because so many other my friends have nonprofits, they have organizations, or they have a creative whatever, they have a book, and they're not doing emails. And I'm
Well, they
like,
hear
people,
that leads to the number one problem that I hear from people. They think they're going to be bothering their list if they email them or annoying
mhm,
their list, and it's
that
just
was me.
yeah, it's everybody, and you just can't look at it that way. You're
Yeah.
either
So
you're either here to help people or not. You're
so
not knocking on their
even
you're not knocking on their door asking for them to give them something out of your fridge. You're sending them an email. Nobody ever died because somebody sent an email.
some people you'd think so. They freak out because I'm a lot of my friends who have books, for example, so they're straight newly into this world. They're not. I mean, I've been on like, I was on everything from Mailchimp, which I hate, to Aweber to Keep to all of it. Now I'm on Go High Level. Ugh. But if you're newbie, like if you're coming in blind, you know, Joe Schmo has wrote a book. Where would he start? Where would your advice be? Start on this on the whole CRM pathway. Would you go?
All the major ones are good. Like Mail, if you have a list that's smaller than 5,000 people, Mailchimp is perfectly fine. So
I
is
know, I
so
hate
is
it.
so is Aweber. Any of the major ones, Constant Contact. when your list gets to over 5,000, if and you're thinking about doing more automations, then you can think about moving, but that's not the difficult part of the equation because all the major ones are good.
Just get one.
Just get one that has the interface that pleases you the most. And I'll recommend one on that regard. A lot of newbies get ConvertKit and they write more emails because I guess I haven't used it, but the interface is very pleasant to use apparently. And so they
Mm.
find themselves using it more.
Convert kit.
ConvertKit, all one word, works great. They have templates and even you can even create a landing page with it. So
Oh, sweet.
yeah.
So no excuses and continue to reveal yourself is what I hear.
Yeah.
And just be yourself and tell
Be
stories.
yourself, and if people don't like it, bug them.
Well, also I'm prepping people. I want to show them your interview because look, I studied with Bill,
Yeah,
took his class, and he's like,
blame him.
every day there's a well, and I was my goal was to have every single or is to have something every day, like you said, but I'll follow a path. Like Sundays is more spiritual, Mondays is moms, Tuesdays is like strength. Like so I follow like a general guideline for myself. And then you get emailed every day. You don't know that in my mind, I'm like, it's Mercury retrograde and the moon is the weird one. And I'm, so I'm gonna send you this email for this. So my thing is I do have enough products to share one new product every single day.
Yeah, there's no reason not. I have a good friend of mine. He runs a chocolate store. It's some of the finest chocolate in the world. You know what he does every day? He writes an email about whatever occurs to him, something with his family, something he saw in the parking lot, whatever it is. And then at the very end, he's like, "You want to buy some chocolate? Click here." And he gets hundreds of dollars of sales a day because his emails are so interesting and
And
the
so
stories.
funny.
And who doesn't like chocolate?
They
Chocolate's
want to buy
an
some
easy
chocolate.
thing to
That's
sell.
awesome.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah,
Well, I'm working out a flow, like, because I'm busy like everybody else, and I come up with excuses that I don't do it or can't do it or whatever. So I'm working on making a video or an audio, like where I talk to text.
mhm.
It goes into my Google Drive. Like I do it right to the Google Drive. And then that is taken and made into email, blog post, whatever. If I'm like, let's invent a rocket.
That's
So
smart.
that's the flow to make me do it because I have also seen a big hold up, kind of like people in life, is you got the idea and you're ready and you did it, but then to click send,
Right.
you're
Yeah,
like, oh shit, I didn't send it.
yeah. That's an important part.
That's why I hired it out. So like I
There you
write
go.
everything, but I have like, okay, then you send it and you do the taggy bits and all that stuff and that's been liberating. I actually had an ugly girl cry about it.
About having to do the tech stuff.
About handing it over because I've
Oh,
done it myself for 20 something years, but I realized that I've been bogged down and that has been my stress.
yeah.
Like that's been my thing. So it's
Okay.
it's like yes, I know what I'm doing and I can do it myself, but is it a good idea to do it myself? And also there's a way I'm like kind of hiding behind that.
Yeah, well, good for you for recognizing that.
Yeah, I was like, oh, like I'm way more beneficial on stage. Like my friend, I have a really good friend that has this Loot product. It's a liquid CBD. It's amazing, this thing. And it's such a great, it will get me out of an asthma attack in under 5 minutes.
Hmm.
And I was telling him, like, you need your email list. You need to do this. You need to send out emails every day. And so I started stepping over and actually helping him do that. And then I was like, hey, dummy, I just did one video. I shot a video of like how much I love his product. And I gave it to him. He put it on his TikTok and he sold 50 bottles in
There
one
you
day.
go. There you go.
And that's also when I was like, huh, not a good idea to sit behind the scenes tinkering and figuring out and how to do all this stuff myself. I need to be out and on the
Yeah,
stage
producing
out.
it. Yeah, let produce
So
the content, let the other people disseminate it.
that was my big aha moment. Do you work with VAs? Do you outsource
I
things?
do. I
Yep.
do. I have an issue.
Powerful.
I'll be honest, I have an issue. I have a problem doing that sometimes too, but it's a control thing. And
I
so,
know.
but, but here's the thing, you're going to get more done and make more money versus
Yeah.
there will be some mistakes because the people you farm stuff out to, they're not going to be as good as you are and they're going to make mistakes, but it's still worth it in the long run.
Right. That's what I'm seeing because it comes from me. I do it.
Right.
And then during the translation, not, or, what my picture chosen or whatever, I was like, huh. But it's been total freedom. And then emails are freedom. And also, as we go into an age where all the platforms are completely censored, I get banned and silenced everywhere because I also have guns. So you never know. So, but the email is the safe zone, right? Email is your
No,
safety.
nobody can take away your email list.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, even if we talked about the service providers like ConvertKit, MailChimp, and all those, even if they kicked you off their platform, they are required by law to give you your list. So you still have your list to take to some other service. So you
Mm,
can never lose that asset.
that's good.
Yeah.
Well, you got in. Thank you. And I swear, every time I see your name in my email, I was like, oh, I can actually hear. Did I get a picture and a video every single day? Like, and it's so simple, and we stop ourselves, and it so applies to life.
Yeah. It applies to life.
It applies to life. So it's like I'm saying this so my friends that have businesses hear me say that where you're stuck in life, you're also stuck in your email. So start sending your email out, right? And
email is
take Bill's
life.
class. What's that?
Email is life.
It really is. And so and what I started doing is making a Calendly link that I worked in my little techie brain and made a little, calendar where you book.
Yeah.
And so I just told my email list, like, I actually do want to talk to you, book a call. Most people don't do it because they don't think it's true. But the people that do it, they're like, wait, I booked a call with you. And I talk for 30 minutes and I end up booking it. Like I end up helping on some level
Yeah.
even more. Cause it's like, you have some kind of issue in your town. I have a thing for that. Oh, I can help that, so
Yeah.
it's been, and it might not lead to money necessarily but it leads to more awesome connection and life changes,
Yeah. Which eventually leads to money.
which is currency. People are currency. Let's keep
People
them
are currency.
alive.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, people are the current, and that's my currency. So now I'm working on, growing my email list again. It's all your fault, Bill,
How
my
how
friend Bill.
how do they find you? How do they get on your list? Just
My website, I've noticed that I was very good on TikTok when I was doing, like, if I get on TikTok every day, people go find me on my website. And then I did try ads, although I'm gonna have other people do ads because I know just enough to get myself in trouble.
yeah.
But I saw on the ads, when I don't sell, like I did one where I just got on there to men and I was like, hey, nobody's told you this today. I bet you're doing a really good job. Appreciate you. And that was it. And it was like, like, it was like clickety, clickety, click, click, click. And they sign up for my email list.
Great.
And that's another thing, like in your emails where you tell stories and you're not selling anything. I noticed the best ads I've ever done where I'm not selling anything.
Yeah.
I'm just sharing some value. Like I'm saying, like, you're awesome, or, oh God, I could be rich if I just said, you're such a good boy every day. That's the thing. You're such a good boy. I'm like, click, 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 click. So that was a big aha for me and in my emails. Cause I'm the one that'll sit there and edit it and look at it and
Yeah.
repicture the picture and rethink the picture. I can think of my friend Rebecca right now, who has a book and a community, and she and I have the same thing with tech. And so I just see, and whenever I see her, I go, like, that's like my representation of like, we're gonna do tech, because she's screaming over the picture and the thing and the
Yeah.
thing and where it's at, and it's like by the time you add it up, that was an hour and a half of your
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. We're
Just
focused
freaking
on the wrong
send it,
thing.
and don't worry about all the fanciness in the email. Just mainly text, and
Yeah.
it
I
does. Yeah, yours are so simple. And you do
Simple is
look,
better because people are used to slick. They get the big slick postcards in the mail that as soon as you see one of those oversized, glossy, four color postcards in the mail, you know it's immediately junk mail and commercial. Whereas if somebody sent you a very plain postcard with white paper and just black type and a few words on it, you'd pay attention because it would look personal.
interesting. Yeah, well, it applies to everybody. So
Mhm.
how are you? What's up with your
Good.
what's your latest?
Not much. I'm just still kind of doing the same thing. I've been doing this for 4 years now, the email thing and telling stories, and people just their resistance drops when you tell a story. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You don't feel like you're being sold to, but it makes them want the thing you're selling. That's the ironic part about it.
It's perfect.
If
And so
that
you
makes
can
sense.
live and so, you can live and you can help change lives because most of the people on my list are also about wellness and health and, you know,
Yeah.
sanity.
Yeah, did I even saw you in one of your emails you had some kind of daily planner looked pretty cool.
This thing has changed my life. And I love that you get my emails. It makes me happy.
Yeah.
This thing has changed my life. This.
Yes, that's the one.
Yeah,
Did
and
you
I'm gonna do and like I have you on and the core of this is it's like a game to try to get all this is one day and you have like your red light therapy, meditation, cold plunge, minerals in your water, did you eat or did you fast, yoga, like all the did you have your this is my honest habit tracker. You don't need to tell nobody. It's just got some check boxes. You know
Yes,
you know
mystery.
what you're doing. Like
You know
me.
what you
No,
did.
you know what you did. And then it's like, and then the big ones are your gratitude, what you are grateful for, your meditation, the sleep you got, what you're receiving, what you're releasing, a relationship win. These are all the things I've learned from my latest book. I wrote a book about how I've been following the men who have their shit together. And I was like, what are you doing? How do you do that? How do you look so good and you're healthy? And what the hell? And I started following what they're doing, and they're doing all of these things all day, every day. They do these
Wow.
stuff.
So
And
you
I'm like,
made
how? It's like a game.
so you made a planner out of it.
I did. And all what the amazing thing that they do, and I wrote a book. I wrote a book about it and I made a planner, and gosh darn it works. And the reason it's twice, the reason it's two down the
Yeah.
row is 24 hours because I get up at like 3, 4 in the morning. So there's no other planner that's 24 hours. And then this side is so that you can layer up your body, mind, spirit maintenance. So, like, when you have the meeting, while you're having the meeting, can you also wear your yoga straps like I'm doing? Or can you also walk while you did it? Can you do it? Can
Okay.
you listen to binary beats or like whatever you're doing that's like healthy? Like single moms, like working moms, like I'll do like when I do my laundry now, I'll wear my yoga straps and I'll do like lunge picture like every time I've been down to to fold something, like I'll do that where you're just using every time all your time wisely.
Yeah,
There's
that's
no
great.
more and really monitoring your time. And this was huge for me. Actually, come back to my emails with my mom too. Huge for me with looking at time spent that's like wasteful. Or like gossiping, complaining. I'm just not doing it. It doesn't fit on my calendar. Like I just
Right. And
because I don't have time for that.
one good way to find opportunities is before you use something like that. I did this a while back. For like 2 straight weeks, I tracked every single minute of my waking time. And then
Yeah,
after the 2 weeks, looked at, wow, look at all the time you're wasting here. Look how this could be improved. And
that's exactly it.
you see patterns that you wouldn't have seen otherwise.
That's exactly what I've done. And you just be super honest with yourself. Like it's like,
Right.
okay, I was spending however long time I love my mom, but it was like this particular section of time was like complaining and I start not looking forward to it. And so I just changed it. I was like, listen, we have this hour, and during this hour, we have to do something that brings you joy so that I'm not going to be hearing about what whoever down the hallway did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, so what brings you joy? Being outside with plants. So I go pick her up now and I take her on drives and then I go get my milk because I'm into raw milk and meat. So I'll take her on my journeys so that I'm layering up my time. I took my mom, I went and got my meat. We listened to an audiobook, we sat in the sun. So it's like I just covered all my like body, mind, spirit stuff. And then the
Yeah.
game is to try to get 3 hours. Three
Okay.
hours every day of like your body, mind, spirit stuff, whether it's yoga or meditation or like you drove your mom around and it all applies. And look, like I just started doing that. And I mean, I'm 51, Bill.
Amazing.
And this is not my body changed, my stamina. I'm starting to now like walk, like I'm doing my delegation. So when I have to delegate to the VAs, I'll walk while I do it in the sun. So I'm like,
Okay.
okay, I'm like layering up every time. So I'm like, all right, well, otherwise I will sit buried in tasks.
Yeah. And next thing you know, 10 years will go by and you won't know where it went.
Yeah. Or next thing you know, I'm pissed off and then I'm like, drink a bottle of wine and lay on the floor and cry about it. And so I really like have been addressing my body, mind, spirit. And yeah, I did that.
That's great. Well,
And
you're
so it
doing
all
something.
applies, including your emails.
It all fits in.
Yeah, so that's what I was gonna tell, basically the story of how I moved from victim to warrior and how like I don't know too. Like I fall on my face too. Listen, I'm not doing theater in the round because of my flat head.
Oh my
Like we all got something. Look at me like this.
God.
And, and so I'm just gonna tell those stories in email. And my goal is like I love people. I love it. And always there's something that my golf movie. Yeah, it's a golf comedy, but it's not. It's gonna make you cry.
I'm gonna have to. What's the title of it again?
Eagle and the Albatross.
Okay. Oh, good title.
Yeah. It's Amber Liu. Amber Liu is the star. She's a K-pop star. And that's
Okay.
her co-star is Dan Lauria. He was the dad from Wonder Years. You remember Wonder Years?
Oh yeah, I sure
That's the
do.
dad.
Yeah, I
He's
can see that.
great. He's great in it. I actually wrote this about my mentor, who was my adopted dad, who passed away, and he was not my golf coach, but I kind of took my golf coach and my mentor and like I kind of put them together as a writer and like shared all the help I got from my mentor, but I just made myself an Asian girl because Koreans love golf.
That's true.
And when I was casting it, I fell in love with Amber Liu. I was like, oh my God, she's so great. So it's loosely based on truth. It's very much based on my mentor and how he
Okay.
affected me, and it's awesome. There's some good jokes in there. There's a lot of balls. There's a
Okay.
lot of ball jokes, and there's a lot of sex toys.
Now you're describing Caddyshack.
It's like Caddyshack for women. It's like the golf movie women love. Like there's a sex toy consultant in it, and there's a whole bunch of Adrienne Barbeau's in it. You remember Adrienne Barbeau from
Yeah,
the
yeah.
70s? I kill her with a sex toy.
Okay.
It's hilarious. It's one of the best scenes I've ever shot in my life. Like as a director, I got to kill Adrienne Barbeau with a dildo. It was just brilliant. And she did twice, like she did a take, and I was like, "Hey Adrienne, all right, let's do one more." And when this could be email story. When you're visiting with friends and you're at your cousin's house or you're visiting grandma or you're at the family reunion or whatever, and you and your or and you're being really, really quiet, but then you get to the place where you can't be quiet anymore and you're really trying to keep quiet. Do that. And she was like, it was the best. That was the take I used. It was the best because it was just like this. It was priceless. So it's like one of those, like, you're welcome.
Pretty good directing right there.
You're welcome. That was Adrienne Barbeau. She's so good. That was fun. That was after my boxing movie. I had to go make a golf movie because after the boxing movie, I guess I need a third sports movie. It was so intense, that movie, The Hammer. Have you seen that one?
Yes, I remember that one.
Yeah, that's a beautiful movie. That's intense, like a break your heart in two. And Eagle, makes you laugh and
But
smacks you.
it was the Angela Shelton movie that started everything for you, right?
That's it. That's what I was going to start my email journey with.
Right.
Tumbleweeds was actually my first. That was my movie about my mother.
Okay.
And that put me on the map in Hollywood. And then I said, F that. And I went rogue. She's going rogue. Not that I don't love Hollywood. Like, I have friends in Hollywood. I have respect for some of it. But ultimately, I don't like to look at the Excel spreadsheet and see that you're working towards making some people money that are not good people.
Hmm. Yeah.
I'd rather be in tent revival meetings out in your backyard. You know, I'd rather do that and be
Yeah.
like with the people of the people and sell my books in my email. See, it all circles back.
Always comes back to email.
Tell
Be
the
your be
story in
your own
email.
be your own roadside attraction.
That's it. That's it. All right, I'm gonna let you jump. I'm like I'm gonna go write an email.
Yeah. Blame it on me.
Yeah. So I appreciate you so much. So it's like anything you want to tell people besides take your class, learn from you.
No, I want to put it all on you. Follow Angela Shelton, listen to what she says, and if you need advice on emails, storysalesmachine.com.
Awesome. I appreciate you. Thanks, Bill.
Great seeing you. Thank you so much for
Yes.
reaching out.
Yeah, I
And
just think it's important because it's relevant.
yeah, it is.
Everybody's got a business and they're all doing it and they all have the same fears. The same fears that show up in the email are the same fears that show up in your life.
It's the email is the Rodney Dangerfield of the digital world. People they just disregard it, and it's still the best thing around.
It's the best thing around. So I gotta respect. Just get in my email and be like, woohoo! Here's my crazy email today. I'm in my yoga straps. All right, awesome. And I can't wait. I'll wait until I tell you about my product. I'll tell you in my email.
Yes, please do.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, thank you. Great seeing you.
Thank you. Great seeing you.
All right.
I'm gonna go write an email.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.